When Sports Interactive introduced the inverted wingback into Football Manager, I called it an overpowered role too good to ignore. And many of you went on to make some fantastic tactics featuring that role. FM22 sees some changes to the match engine, and in the next 2 weeks, another role will take center stage. It's so good, and I have no doubt that one of you out there is going to make a fantastic new system. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. This is the place where I do content on the game Football Manager. You'll find tips, tricks, hacks, and guides. And yes, I've heard the call. Guys also want to see some playthroughs. Okay, some of these playthroughs will be making their way to the channel. I normally do these playthroughs as a live stream over on Daljit's Moments, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But yes, I heard the call. There will be shorter playthroughs done for the main channel too. And if you want to pop in, ask me a question, or even let me take a look at your tactic, right? Do that on Wednesdays. I am around on Wednesdays. That stream is actually devoted entirely to you. And when I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, well, anything can happen on that stream. So it's the most unpredictable stream ever. So please join me. I look forward to seeing all of you on the show. These videos, I'm going to try and keep them short. There's a lot of content I want to cover. There's not a lot of time. I do these kind of match engine reveals every year, and the goal is very simple. I want to raise the bar. I want to raise the bar of the community. I want to see more and more people playing the game at a level they thought they couldn't do before. And that is my goal. The thing here is, I think you guys are now playing the game so well, as I have had to go back and really give that match engine a bit of an overhaul. And I want you guys to give yourselves a pat on the back because you guys did well. Okay, let's just get cracking. In 2017, we had the inverted wingback. It gave us so many options and the AI couldn't even keep up. Fast forward to FM22. Well, guess what? The inverted wingback has been nerfed. You can see they hold their space, but they drive down and they try to get down the flanks when space opens up or an opportunity presents itself. On FM22, this will not be the case anymore. On FM22, inverted wingbacks, well, they're largely going to stay in the middle. Does that mean the role has no potential moving forward? Because the inverted wingback holds its position, you can with some roles create overloads on one side of the pitch, and well, you'll probably score goals like this, which might get nerfed when the game releases on November the 9th. My advice, enjoy it while it lasts. So why did they want to hold that inverted wingback in that pocket? Because they had to make space for the new powerhouse, the white centre back. This role has the capacity to change back three systems in a way that we've never been able to do before. In FM21, you get the ball into the opposition third, the white centre back stays at home. Now the white centre back, well, he pushes up, and when he does that, he encourages other rows to push up into space as well, and this can be very, very lethal. In the next few weeks, I want you to follow this channel. I will be dropping a couple of guides that will try and help you out in making these back three systems become more effective on Football Manager 22. So why is the white centre back so good? We need to bear one thing in mind. This is the beta. And of course, there could be some quirks in the match engine, as I might have to, fix a flaw on release day. We never know. But previous experience suggests that they won't do anything major. First, let's talk about tiers and channels. It's important to understand this concept first to appreciate how good the white centre back role is. Every tactic seeks to control tiers on a football pitch and channels. Too much detail, I know. Okay. In a nutshell, the match engine changes here will allow you to go around a defense like Liverpool, go through a defense like Spurs versus Newcastle over the weekend, do those Kevin De Bruyne passes from those half spaces. Yes, it's all possible in the match engine because of the tweaks they did to the defensive and the attacking movement of the players. Here I've got a 4-3-3, which has got a wing on attack, inside forward attack, DLF on support. We got a Mazzala coming in this way. We got a roaming playmaker who's going to drift left and right. We've got a halfback here. We got inverted wing backs who are going to come into the pocket with the halfback here. This is going to be a very strong, it'll form a very strong W when I have the ball and we are attacking. This will release, I'll be able to release all these roles into attack simply by using these two roles who can sit in the pocket. So for the match, I'm playing against Burnley. I'm going to just set them up as wide centre backs and support because I just want these players to help support this group while I tweak. So what we're going to do before the match, we're going to play with OIs as well. So I'm going to trigger a press on the back line. I want to make sure that we put pressure on the back line whenever they have the ball. But I'm going to do certain interesting things with the OIs. Now this is the fullback, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show him inside. This that kind of removes his options of going down the flanks because the idea here is we don't want them to be able to use the wingers very well. All right, we go down to the wingers here, and now for the wingers, all we want to do is we want them to go down the flanks, try and drop in crosses because we've got a pretty solid backline that should be able to handle crosses. Richarlison, well, he's not really good in this position, right? So we're gonna bring on Andros Townsend because Andros Townsend can play as an inverted winger over here without, I mean, I don't need to worry too much about positional familiarity. Okay, so here we go. With the wide centre back setup like this, I don't expect them to be inside the opposition half. I expect them to be patrolling the halfway line, making sure that we intercept most of the clearances that their defense puts out. Normally, when you're playing with the wide centre back, I'll recommend the use of a halfback or a defensive midfielder if you're not using two DMs. As you can see, we're up on the pitch. The wide centre backs are in these wide positions. We've got two in the middle, so we've got pretty solid protection in the area. You can see the wide centre back on the right now moving up the pitch, supporting the play, trying to give us some options. Townsend is forward. We've got the ball, it's cleared as far as the Brandthwaite. We can keep the pressure on the opposition. And we get the early goal. Timing. I just love it when a plan comes together. There's more. The wide centre back can also deliver early crosses. The inverted wing back can deliver early crosses. And, as they push up, they encourage other players to go into more attacking positions. This means that some systems are going to enjoy the wide centre back a lot more. And these include strikerless systems. If back three systems with a wide centre back have so much potential, they can push teams high up the pitch and you can dominate space in opposition halves. Where does this leave gegenpressing and the low block? Well, the low block is not going to be easy to pull off, that's for sure. Gegenpressing is definitely not dead. However, with the new pressing changes as I introduced in FM22, we need to start thinking a bit carefully about the kind of players we have in our teams to pull off these gegenpressing systems. Gegenpressing has not had a premature death, okay? Let's just put it out there. I think people got too excited thinking the pressing changes were going to bury gegenpressing, when in reality, gegenpressing has always been strong. The challenge now in Football Manager 22 is understanding how work rate and stamina affect your players when you're playing the game. These pressing changes have been worked into the Match Engine AI. Okay, so we've got these opposition instructions which act as triggers. When you first see the game, you might be thinking to yourself, man, there's not much of a change. SI is just putting wool over my eyes. Well, honestly, I also felt the same way when I first got the game. Okay, I'm telling you this. The first time I saw these pressing changes, I have to admit, okay, I'm a big boy. Yeah, I kind of may have gone off the handle a bit. And I need to apologize to some people that you guys know who you are, so I'm really sorry. I felt that these opposition instructions were just there for show. That their absence in fantasy draft just means that these changes are cosmetic. However, the fact remains that your players right now are going to use decision making up here. They're going to pay attention to the attributes. They're going to pay attention to the more important things in the game, like team instructions, right? And the play instructions, because these are going to influence how they press. There are going to be in-game events where the player decides whether or not he's going to press. Like, for example, the opposition player could take a loose touch. Then your player starts to press, provided, of course, he's got a high work rate and enough stamina, and he's not tired at that point in time, or maybe not carrying a knock. Because players are going to make decisions in the game to hold off. Now, this is all baked into the match engine AI. It's not something that you can control as a player. It's something that those guys on the pitch are going to do. So you need to choose the right kind of players if you want to play gegenpressing. So my advice to anybody who's out there wants to play a plug and play tactic or a gegenpressing system, you gotta find the right players. Because if you don't be surprised with 10 minutes to go on the clock, you concede 3 goals, because it can happen. I've covered the wide centre back, I've covered the inverted wing back. There's one other role that has surprised me in FM22, is the attacking playmaker. Now, the attacking playmaker used to be a role I ignored in FM21. But now in FM22, with all this new intelligent decision making that players are doing on the pitch, I'm discovering that in some 4-2-3-1s, the attacking playmaker is finding a lot of space, which gives me hope to think that this role could definitely add some value to systems, provided you're not playing against a very defensive block, which has got multiple defensive midfielders, of course. I can go on and on and on about the match engine changes, right? So if you want to have a bit more detail, you want to see a lot more of the tactics that I use or the match engine changes that I'm excited about, or even how I use OIs, how I find little exploits in the match engine, you need to come and catch my live streams Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Today, I'm definitely doing a live stream, so please check me out on YouTube. The links are in the channel description below. I hope that you enjoyed today's video and you found it useful. Once again, if you have any questions or there are specific areas of the game that you need clarity on, please drop me a note below. That's my wife. So I want to thank everybody. You guys stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.